Hello there. Once again, it's Anton from Anton Obey. Thank you for stopping by the collection room today. We're looking at some comic books. Working my way through Alpha Flight still. We are at issue 57. If you want to see any of the other videos that took place before this, they're in a playlist. I've got 1 through 56 already done in the books and plugging on towards the end of the series. Now, this is, I've said many times, the third time I've owned the complete set of Alpha Flights. I would say I'm a large fan of the series. However, this particular go-through has, I don't know, I've noticed some stuff that I never really noticed before. And, you know, some of these story plots, once you read them and you move on, you kind of forget how bad they were, like how terrible some of them were. And point of reference, this is 1988. So I would have been 7 when this book came out. But no, just some of the plots were really bad. And some of the writing was really bad. Even John Byrne's stuff moved so slowly. And then you get terrible plot devices like Walter Langowski being turned into a woman, being turned into a white Sasquatch. You get terrible plot points like Mac dying, coming back, turning out he's actually really dead. Then that turns out to be fake later. Painful, stupid plot points like Puck, the cool, like one of the coolest members on the team, the little guy. And then it turns out, okay, he's really just an old man who's shrunk down by a genie that lives in his chest. It's kind of like one painful thing after the next. Aurora constantly being such a whore. All the creepy stuff with Madison Jeffries' brother, twisting people up physically. Purple Girl and her disturbing power and like using it to harass people for her own twisted pleasures. And just, there's a lot of stuff in Alpha Flight that's like, ugh, really? Cringe. So as much as I appreciate the series, I've come through it this time when I'm just like, man, why did I love this book again? Now, don't get me wrong. Part of it is I love Canada. I love the characters. Most of them. Some of them. I love some of the characters. I don't like either of Northstar and Aurora. They are so god-awful jackasses that I don't understand why they were popular ever, but, you know. Anyway, sorry, getting off on a rant here. Looks like we're getting Nightmare is coming back in, I think is her name. So, yeah, $1, 1988, Marvel Comics. So I guess the point I'm getting at is, I know sometimes people really bash on this book. Marvel itself has looked back and, you know, other writers, other artists will joke at this book and poke at it for being not very good. And, you know, as somebody who appreciates the book, but also in all dead seriousness, it probably deserves every bit of derision that it gets. Like, totally. Like anybody who wants to make fun of this book, they are completely justified to do so. It is not the best. The writing, a lot of it. The art consistently stays pretty good. However, that doesn't mean the book is not without its charm. Part of the delight of some of these terrible, terrible stories that you can come up with is the fact that it was it's the Canadian team. Nobody cares about the Canadian team. We don't care who writes it. And you could get all these crazy different ideas that, you know, the rest of the Marvel books, you had to pretty much stick to formula and return to status quo. And there was a lot of stuff with Alpha Flight. Nope, we can violate, screw up, ruin, destroy, poorly handle all sorts of main characters because it's Alpha Flight. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. And that's pretty much true. Still to this day, from what I can understand. And not that I read any of the newer Alpha Flights, but like nobody cares about Alpha Flight. But this original series especially, they could just do whatever. That's why we got such bizarre and odd storylines. like this one. This one is terrible. This is the Puck's Genie one. Comes back. Actually, no, that was an earlier issue. But it's back. The thing that keeps him, like, he's an old man, full size, and then they shrink him down. North Star and Aurora were like elven half-breeds because their dad banged some elves in a forest one time. Even if these things turned out to not be true stories, why did you spend half an issue covering this? It's like they wrote it that way and they're like, this will work, we'll make this. And then they're like, that's really bad. We're going to have that whole chapter and the whole book be a lie. So those 2 issues, just ignore those 2 issues. That was a lie story. Yeah, that kind of stuff goes on constantly with Alpha Flight. Just painfully stupid. But they do have a cool headquarters. The Jade Dragon. In their mansion in, where is it? British Columbia. Tamarind Island, off the coast of British Columbia. That's where their mansion is. I couldn't remember. I was thinking it was near Vancouver, but no, it was an island, British Columbia. So I don't remember how old Puck is, but he's much cooler when he's like a small person and like super tough and everything. I don't know why they felt like they had to like keep rolling around and ruining him, but they did. So we're kind of in the in-between place, in my opinion. We've left the original series, the original team behind, which we did rather quickly. And there's a big gap, like years, where you just have like total garbage characters kind of fill in and do all this stuff. And it isn't till later where you get like Orange Sasquatch comes back, Snowbird comes back. I think Boxes Jeffries is already in place, but you get Diamond Lil and you get a couple other characters that fill out like a solid team. Right now the team is like not very solid at all, and it goes this way for years. You don't have a very established team at all. So you got like messed up Walter Langowski right now. You got this proto dumbass guy with the worst power set I've ever heard anyone ever even imagine. Box is good, Vindicator's good, but who else would you really want to fight? Purple Girl in a fight? Maybe not so much. But yeah, this is the kind of team it has. It's not very good. Like the actual quality of the team, they couldn't beat Gen X probably. And that's saying something. So this particular set, they look pretty good, don't they? These have never been in a bag their whole life. They just floated free their whole life. So, like I've mentioned, I have comics in bags and boards, but I don't buy bags and boards anymore. Like this will never be in a bag. This has never been in a bag. It's fine. I don't need that. And that's kind of how it is. They hold up a little better than most people think, and you store them halfway smart, you'd be all right. Oh, I forgot about this little girl. She's like just a little girl, but when she gets scared, she changes places with a goblin creature that mauls its own friends and teammates. That's who you want on your team. Definitely. Look, the dwarf, he can do the cartwheel rolly thing even when he's a full-size old man. Really? Did not know that. I always assumed that was like dwarf powers. Like a normal person can't do that. You got to be like special and small and super strength. Because I can't do that. Nobody can do that. Especially when you're like an old man. I'm here, honey. You could use a shave. Ugh. I'm assuming that's a woman. She looks terrible. Did you just assume her gender? Yes. So not freaking stupid. Yeah. End of Alpha Flight. Canadian Super Team disbands. Well, it's a good run. Thanks for coming. Appreciate it. That's it. End of the series, issue 60. It's not. It goes on. This is I think this is actually, is this the halfway mark? Nope, because it ends at 130. So we are not even at the halfway mark. We got 5 more issues before we're even at the halfway mark. Alpha Flight is the bad title that just keeps running. 130 issues is a pretty long run. Now, it wasn't considered as long back in the day, but these days, 130 issues, that's like forever. Because comics now, as bad as, and I should point out, as bad as Alpha Flight is, as terrible as it is, and I will make fun of it sometimes, still better than absolutely any modern book out there. That's the real garbage. And I can't even wipe with it because the pages are too plasticky and hard. Anyway, I've gotten off topic here. Thank you for watching. I guess if you want to watch the other ones, go back. They're in the collection. They're in a playlist if you want to see all the Alpha Flights and my up and down love and hate of the series. Anyway, that's my story. Catch you guys later. Bye.